get bigger, get faster, get stronger, and, well, maybe a little something for the ladies. But the number one question that comes into my training room is, Miss Kim, how do I gain weight? Well, weight gain is a general expression used to characterize an increase in total mass through changes in either lean body mass, fat mass, or water. As an athlete, it's super important to understand the concept of body composition and the differences between a change in fat mass versus a change in lean body mass. An increase in fat mass without the subsequent increase in lean body mass can actually deter your performance, which is who wants to be worse on the field, right? Despite having you achieve your desired weight range. Therefore, the question of, Miss Kim, how do I gain weight, should rather be expressed as, Miss Kim, how do I gain lean muscle mass? To account for the relationship between athletic performance and body composition. Your weight and metabolic efficiency are highly influenced by multiple variables such as your genetics, your age, your gender, your nutrition habits, and your activity level. However, let's focus on two things that you can control. One being nutrition habits and two being activity level. The concept of weight gain, or better yet, as we had just discussed, lean muscle mass gains, is generally represented as a dynamic relation between calories in versus calories out, where calories in must outweigh, pun intended, calories out. Over time, the surplus in calories will support the generation of new tissue, be it muscle or fat, thus leading to weight gain. Though one may assume that the consistent surplus in calories will lead to an indefinite weight gain, Katana and Lick would suggest that an individual's weight will eventually plateau despite a consistent surplus due to the metabolic cost of maintaining the newly formed tissue on a larger frame. Nonetheless, the process of increasing lean muscle mass in its simplest form is to eat, much more than what your body can burn in maintaining its biological function and performance of physical activity, alongside having a solid resistance training program. Now that we've described the basic science that guides shifts in body weight, let's discuss how much and of what to eat in order to get those gains. First, you must consider your age, your weight, and your height, and determine if your desired weight goal is practical and beneficial for your activity level and your demands of sport. It is super important that your goal aligns with the attainment of healthful nutritional habits that will support your current lifestyle and sports performance needs. Your current weight and your activity level are the two primary components to the gains equation to determine your resting metabolic rate and your total daily energy expenditure. Your resting metabolic rate is the minimum number of calories your body will need to carry out its basic functions such as breathing. Simply put, that's the total number of calories that you can consume without gaining any weight or losing weight while just lounging on the couch watching TV. Further, your total daily caloric expenditure is the sum of your resting metabolic rate and the total number of calories your body will burn to carry out physical activity. The Cunningham formula is commonly accepted as a clear-cut measure to determine your resting metabolic rate and total daily caloric expenditure. The Cunningham formula is expressed as resting metabolic rate equals 501.6 plus 21.6 times your lean body mass, where lean body mass is expressed in kilograms. For example, let's say that you weigh 70 kilograms and are 10% body fat, where 63 kilograms are lean body mass. Using the Cunningham formula, you would take 63 kilograms times 21.6 and add 501.6. The value should approximate to about 1,862. Thus, you would need approximately 1,862 calories just to maintain your basic function. Now, you can multiply your resting metabolic rate by an activity factor to determine your total daily caloric expenditure, which accounts for the number of calories that you need to consume in consideration with that burned through exercise. So, what's all this talk about maintaining? I don't want to maintain, I want to gain. If you've been patient this far, I believe you're finally ready and have the patience required to see those gains because, let's face it, getting gains takes a lot of time. Katana and Lug would suggest that a caloric surplus of 500 calories per day is enough for most individuals to see a gain of 1 pound per week. Thus, simply put, if you add about 500 calories per day to your total daily caloric expenditure, you should see weight gain. There are 3 primary sources of fuel from which you can obtain your calories: carbs, fat, and protein. Both carbohydrates and protein yield 4 calories per gram, whereas fat nearly doubles that to about 9 calories per gram. Burks, Cox, and Cummings suggest that athletes who partake in moderate intensity exercise should consume approximately 5 to 7 grams per kilogram of carbohydrates per day. However, endurance athletes and those who partake in long duration high intensity activities can consume upwards of 10 grams per kilogram per day. As for protein, the American College of Sports Medicine advises that athletes can consume up to 1.2 to 1.7 grams per kilogram per day. Fat should remain between 30 and 35% of your total caloric intake. Such recommendations should only serve as a guideline to determine the minimum number of calories that you need to consume to maintain and support your performance. However, to get those gains, you do need to eat a little bit more than what those guidelines suggest to stay in a caloric surplus.